What is up? It's your boy Jonni Shreve. IFBB Promo is tell like it is. Today we are here at the Blue Star Nutraceuticals facility. I hope you guys are ready to build some muscle again. Today we're doing our back and biceps pull day, part of our push-pull-legs series. Now again, this workout is going to consist of machines and free weights, and we can easily vary this for a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. So without further ado, keep your eyes glued to the screens and your ears glued to the speakers, and let's learn some shit. Doing our PPL, you definitely want to warm up. Do some mobility work before we get started so we can loosen up the shoulders, our trunk, legs for leg day if we need to. Anytime after like a big chest day or upper day, being at a push day, you definitely want to get yourself warmed up, open up those shoulders, because every time you train, you shorten the muscle. Okay, so first exercise now, when we're doing our push-pull legs, trying to get the best of both worlds on each day. So our push day is gonna be basically chest primary, then shoulder secondary. Our pull day is gonna be, one day is gonna be width, one day is gonna be thickness, but we're gonna have both exercises within both days so we can hit both. So 10 to 15 reps, triple drop set. So again, you do a set, 10 to 15 reps, you're gonna drop it again, 10 to 15 reps, drop it again. Now again, we don't wanna just like have weight where we can achieve the max amount of reps. Again, our parameters, or if we wanna see how much weight we should be using. If you can't do the minimum, which is 10 reps, it's too heavy. And if you can do way more than 15, then it's too light. So adjust your weight accordingly. Obviously, this being the first set, you're gonna do a couple feeler sets or just one feeler set, and the rest is gonna be your hard sets or your working sets. So let's get started. Engage your core, keep it chest up, straight. We don't want too much lean back, and pulling the elbows straight down. Drop it now. This wasn't that heavy set, so I'm only gonna drop it by like 10 pounds for this one. Next set, I'm gonna go up in more weight, and then my drop will probably be by a larger increment. But for now, 10-pound decrease each drop. So you get that drop, you make the change, get right back into it. Two. Last drop. So again, one, two, three. Oh my God, that burns. And that's the whole point of doing this is having the most amount of volume. When it comes to the overall movement, we're doing basic movements. We're trying to master the basics and then overloading it in any way we can, whether it's weight, elongating the set, etc. So again, we're gonna rest now, and then I'm gonna increase the weight next time. Now at the end of that set, this being my first set, my lats, my teres major, minor are pumped to all hell right now. I starting at the 100. I'm gonna start at 120. Now again, the goal is to get 10 to 15 reps each drop set, right? So you don't have to get 15 reps every single time, but you're always aiming to get 15 reps. If you only make 10, great. If you can't get 10 again, it's too heavy. On to the next one. Okay, so next we have rack pulls. So we're gonna do 6 to 12 reps, so we're gonna go a little heavier with this exercise. Now, when we're doing this, I wanna keep things very, very, very basic and consistent. When I'm doing a rack pull, I want this to be just a tad bit lower than the knees. Now you can put it lower for whatever reason you want to use it for. If it's more for, you trying to develop your actual deadlift, that's fine. But for this, we're trying to keep this very, sacroplasmic hypertrophy based, keep more volume on the lats. Now, the lats are working based on me grabbing the weight and then already depressing my shoulders, or a good cue is pretending someone's tickling your armpits, and everyone can kind of do this, right? Just doing this and keeping that engaged the entire time. What we want to avoid is this part here, having this loose coming up and then doing this and then going down and rolling the shoulders. I want to get myself up to the bar, walk up to the bar, hinge my butt back, grab the bar right outside my shins, grip the bar hard. Then I'm going to again pretend like somebody is trying to tickle my armpits, pull them back, engage my core, and then from here, drive my hips forward. Neutral spine, here forward, and then keeping my lats engaged the entire time. So I don't want them to roll. We're gonna keep them here again and back down to here and up again. And you can see how my lats aren't deactivating. And this weight is hitting the racks the exact same time when I'm going up. 6 to 12 reps. Okay, so for this exercise particularly, I want to make sure we emphasize we don't have to really control the load eccentrically as much. What I want you to do is focus on being explosive within your brace and then controlling the weight back down. Now, you don't have to do a 1, 2, 3 on the way down. I'm looking at it more from here, explosive, and then just controlling it back down, as if you were doing actual deadlift, right? Again, we're trying to get good reps here with some good time and attention, but we're not trying to really ride that eccentric down. So think more explosive and control. When you're doing this is very important from floor to core, is make sure you're gripping your toes in the ground the entire time. Too many times to see this movement done, and we got people coming up and rocking back on the heels, thinking they're pressing through the heels. You press through your entire foot. Your toes, grip on the ground, through your heels, we're at the posterior chain. Everything's in contact with the floor. The floor is your friend. Use it for leverage. Okay, so last set, again, I don't have any straps, but if you have straps, you can use straps. If you don't have straps, your progression could be this. Number one, you can do the double over, then I'll switch to an over under, and then if it's heavy enough, then I'll use my strap. So right now I'm just gonna go over to a over under grip and start my set again, hinging ourselves back, grabbing the bar. Again, pretend like somebody's tickling our armpits, keep that core tight, flex the abs, push in the ground. Hey guys, remember, we're putting out one video each week for our push-pull-legs series. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit the post notification button as well too. So next time we put a video, we'll be the first ones to get it. And hopefully by now you guys like the video. So if you do, hit the like button. Back to the show. On to the next one. Okay, so next we have T-bar row, traditional T-bar row. There's also the chest supported T-bar row. You can do that as well, or any type of row if you want to substitute that. Now, going into this where we don't have any chest support, I want you to really focus on, remember, from floor to core. I'm gripping my toes in the ground. I'm hinging my butt back. I'm engaging my core so we can keep a nice neutral spine. I don't want this to be disengaged, because if we do, we're gonna have complete lower back issues and problems throughout the entire set then after. To avoid that, we're gonna hinge back from here, tighten our core, grab from here. Again, we're gonna do 10 to 12 reps, 2 second negative, 1 second positive, then resting 1 to 2 minutes in between sets. Definitely a good feeler set for me. I'm going to add some weight. This is a different machine. I have not used it before, so we're gonna add another plate and then go into our harder sets. So remember, some machines or exercises, you might have to do a feeler set because it might be just foreign to you or a different movement pattern itself. We've been doing row stuff anyway, so for this, just different machine, good feeler set, then we can actually get right into the working set. You should feel most of this leverage from the feet, glute, hamstrings, core to be able to isolate this row. It's very important that no matter how hard the set gets or how heavy the weight gets, that you keep composure, maintain good form and intensity throughout as much as you can, but do not by any means break your form. I'd rather you just drop the set, drop a rep, and finish off on a good note than to force the rep up and then you tweak something or it just doesn't look good. So remember that. So we're moving on to chest supported machine row. As long as you're doing something that's chest support and we're rowing, we're fine. We can do a cable row, whatever. Adjust to whatever you have at your gym. We'll stay with the same flow, 10 to 12 reps, 2 second negative, 1 second positive. Again, we're really trying to emphasize here the stretch and the contraction. So these have good moving handles here, but we want to keep ourselves in a neutral position. And then again, Making sure we have a nice engaged core, pushing from these feet here, from the feet, from the ground, floor to core, tight, engage the core. We can protract a bit. We're gonna engage right away by pulling our elbows and shoulders back first, and then elbows come right after and back down. So in one fluid motion where and try not to pull back so our chest comes off the pad. We don't want that. We want to keep it on flush. Seeing that this back day or pull day is geared towards more back thickness because doing a ton of rows, we're doing a lot of the same moving patterns. So doing the warm-up sets isn't as necessary after that first, exercise we did, especially coming off of the rack pull. So getting on the rest of these rows, we're already primed. So this is a great weight I'm gonna use to, keep me in the working set. I'm gonna start right away. We'll hit the 2-minute mark and start again. A couple of cues when you're doing this, when you're pulling, remember we're pulling with the elbows. I wanna push the hands down on this. I want to pull them up. If I automatically try to push the handles down, it's going to create shoulder depression, and then I'm pulling my shoulder blades back and my elbow coming back. But then when I'm pulling from this, I'm thinking more so I'm trying to pull myself into this thing, more so I'm trying to pull it off. So think of that when you're doing any kind of chest supported row. You're trying to pull yourself into this bench, not back from it. It's a hard set. And that is a rep away from failure. That's what it looks like for me. Again, if you can't control the negative, you're coming really close to your failing rep. Let's go. Okay, so last but not least, we have dumbbell pullovers. Now you can do this horizontally on the bench, or you can do it perpendicular. I'm gonna do it perpendicular. I'm gonna show you how I do it. Now, when we're grabbing the dumbbell, we're gonna be in this kind of like triangle look here. And we're gonna try to make sure that the weight stays on the outside of our palm when we're doing this. So again, get yourself on your bench so you can slide down as much as you can just to keep your shoulders on the bench. You don't want to have too much off so your neck's doing all this funky stuff. So we can come down as much as we can. Keep yourself in a good neutral position with your neck. I'm gonna get my hand underneath like this, slide it this way. I'm gonna reach the other hand and do the same thing. And if any of you kettlebell athletes out there, same idea as almost getting yourself up to a Turkish get-up. But from here, we're gonna squeeze in and pull the weight over here. And from here, we're gonna push back, keeping the elbows without any flex. So we're gonna keep them straight in the back and pulling up. We're gonna do 10 to 15 reps. We don't wanna do any type of elbow flexion because then we're gonna start working our triceps. So this is a back workout. Internally rotate a slight bit, opening up, keeping everything flat, and pull. Shift that weight down. 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, before we keep going, I just wanna know how your workout's been. If they've been on the dumps, I got the answer for you. I've been using Blue Star Nutraceuticals P.P.K. Guys, 6,000 milligrams of citrulline malate, 400 milligrams of peak ATP, 300 milligrams of caffeine, and added pink Hanley sea salt and coconut water powder. P.P.K will give you longer lasting pumps, sustainable energy, and hydration benefits. So guys, use my code Jonni10 for 10% off your next purchase of P.P.K right now. Okay, back to the show. So just to be safe, this isn't a workout that I want to go to failure to. I want to go to where I can feel, definitely I'm getting to that point of failure. Again, if I can't eccentrically load the exercise, then I'm not going to be able to get it up concentrically. So 12 reps is good for me. Again, when we're doing this, make sure we keep the core tight and get yourself in a position, if you're going to be doing it this way, that you're almost at the top of a hip thrust. So being in this position here, where we're digging our feet into the ground, toes and heels, pushing up to the core and keeping the core tight this entire time. So you don't want to be weak here and trying to pull over and roll loose down here. Tighten the core from floor to core and then do your reps. And that's it for back. Let's tackle some biceps. So next we're on to bicep curls. We're doing the preacher machine. We're doing 2 triple drop sets. So just like we started off with the pull downs, the supinated pull downs, same thing. We're gonna go 10 to 15 reps, drop it, 10 to 15 reps, drop it, and then take your break 1 to 2 minutes, and then do your next set. Let's go. Remember, floor to core, keep those elbows in, don't let them flare out. Make sure they stay in the back of this. And we're here. Dropping it by 10 pounds, 10 to 15 reps again. Right into it. Only 10 there. Drop another 10. Last drop. Oh, my biceps are pumped. That was incredibly painful and satisfying. Wow. One more of those. Oh, I'm not changing the weight. That was good enough weight. And at the end of this, we're doing biceps, and our biceps have been a secondary mover of all the lifts we've been doing. So you should have some pretty fairly fresh biceps, but it does not take them long to get exhausted when you're doing them correctly. So being more efficient in your time is what we're going after. One more exercise to go. I think it's another triple drop set. Let's go. All right, guys, we're gonna finish off this workout with dumbbell hammer bicep curls. Another triple drop set, 10 to 15 reps, 1-to-1 in terms of your concentric and eccentric. And we're just gonna drop it 10 pounds each. So we're gonna go to 40, 30, 20. Let's have some fun with this one. All right. Oh. The 20s literally felt like the 40s. If you watch closely, maintain my form, my tempo throughout. And that's what makes this entire workout challenging, is having composure and having self-control. Don't let your ego take over and say, get over with, or let's lift more weight than we can. So this is how your workout should look, give or take. And that is it for today's back and bicep workout. If you guys give it a try, make sure you guys let us know in the comment section below. And hopefully you guys liked the video. If you guys did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know I'm gonna come with that tell like it is, transparent, vulnerable truth. For coaching, JonniShreve.com. If you wanna know more about my coaching, guys, book yourself a 15 or 30-minute consult. At the end of the consult, I deduct it off any package that you pick. Make sure you hit the description below for those discount codes or promo codes to help save your life or change your life for the better, like Johnny10 for 10% off BlueStarNutraceuticals.com. Guys, I'm on Instagram and TikTok. Send me your progress pics, your training pics, and your video clips, and I'll repost it for you, because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.